Good day, erudites. I'm Benz Ivan Alea, your lecturer for today's video. Today, I will explain the problems of hyperbola. For our first question, we are tasked to find the standard form of equation of hyperbola with us given a vertices at 1, 7 and 1, 1 and asymptotes at y equals 3 over 5x plus 17 over 5. Now let's get our center. If you remember, center is the midpoint of vertices. So, using our midpoint formula, we have mx sub 2 plus x sub 1 over 2, comma, y sub 2 plus y sub 1 over 2. This is the formula for our midpoint. What will be our x sub 2, x sub 1, y sub 2, and y sub 1? This will be our x sub 1. This will be our y sub 1. This will be our x sub 2. This will be our y sub 2. Now, let's substitute everything. We have our x sub 2, 1. Our x sub 1, we have 1 as well, over 2, comma, our y sub 2, we have 1, plus, our y sub 1, we have 7, over 2. Now, let's simplify. 1 plus 1 will give us 2. So, 2 over 2, 1 plus 7 will give us 8. So, 8 over 2. Let's simplify. 2 over 2 will give us 1. 8 over 2 will give us 4. So this will be our center. Let's find the orientation of our hyperbola. Looking at our vertices, we can see that our x didn't change, but our y changed. Therefore, our hyperbola will be vertical. So the formula we will use will be y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equals 1. We will use this to get our standard equation. So, we are given center. Therefore, we already have h and k. Do we have a and b? We still have no a and b, therefore we need to get a and b to complete our standard form. To get our a and b, let's first find a. Using our distance formula, we have x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Now let's substitute. Again, we're still using our vertices. So we have x sub 2, 1 minus 1 squared plus our y sub 2, we have 1 minus our y sub 1, 7 squared. So 1 minus 1 will give us 0. So we will not write that. We already have 1 minus 7 will give us 1 minus 7 will give us negative 6. So we have negative 6. Now let's simplify. Negative 6 times negative 6 will give us 36. And square root of 36 will give us a equals 6. But we are not done yet. We need to equate this 6 to 2a. So 2a equals 6. Divide all terms by 2. So we have a 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. So this will be our a. Now we are given a. How are we going to find b? Using our asymptotes. From our asymptotes, if we remember, the equation of asymptotes in vertical hyperbola will have a over b. So, in the middle term, we have 3 over 5. We need to equate this to a over b to get our b. So, a over b equals, in the middle or beside the x, or the coefficient of x, 3 over 5. We have our a is 3. We need to substitute that. So 3 over b equals 3 over 5. Let's cross multiply. 3 times 5 will give us 15. 3 times b will give us 3b. Now let's divide all terms by 3 to get our b. 3 divided by 15 will give us 5. And our b, we cancel this, will give us 1. So this is our b. Now, we already have center, which is our h and k, and we have our a and b. We can get our standard form now. Let's substitute. We have y minus k. Our k is 1 squared. And our a will give us, and our a, that is 3. We have 3 squared minus our x, and our h will be 4 over our b. We are given 5. So a 5 squared equals 1. Now let's simplify our denominator. We have y minus 1 squared over 3 times 3, 9, minus x minus 4 squared over 5 times 5, 25, equals 1. So this is our standard form. Now for our second question, we are tasked to find the standard form of hyperbola given with foci at 6, 2 and negative 2, 2, whose transverse axis is 6 units long. Let's find our center. Again, our center is the midpoint of vertices and foci. So we can use our midpoint formula to get our center. We have x sub 2 plus x sub 1 over 2, comma, y sub 2 plus y sub 1 over 2. This will be our x sub 1. This will be our y sub 1. This will be our x sub 2. And this will be our y sub 2. Now we can transpose. M, our x sub 2, negative 6. Our x sub 2, we have negative 2. Plus, our x sub 1, we have 6. Over 2, comma. Our y sub 2, we have 2. Plus, our y sub 1, we have 2. Over 2. Now, negative 2 plus 6 will give us 4. 2 plus 2 will give us 4. So, 4 over 2, comma 4 over 2 equals 4 over 2, or 4 divided by 2 will give us 2, comma 4 divided by 2 will give us 2. So this is our center. Now let's find the orientation of our hyperbola. We can see in our foci, our 6 and our negative 2 is changing. This is our x, remember, so there will be an x-axis change. But in our 2, there's no change. So our hyperbola is horizontal. So it opens left and right. So the equation will be x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equals to 1. So this is the equation of our standard form. Now we have center, that is our h and k, but we still don't have our a and b. So to get our a, we have transverse axis, which is 6 units. We just need to equate that transverse axis to 2a. We have 6. We divide all terms by 2. Our a, 6 divided by 2, will give us 3. This is our a. Now let's get our c. We are given foci. So, our c, using our distance formula, we have square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1. Forgot squared. Okay. Now let's substitute. We have our x sub 2, that is negative 2 minus our x sub 1, that is 6, plus our y sub 2, we have 2 minus our y sub 1, that is 2. Now let's simplify. 2 minus 2 will give us 0. So that will get cancelled. Negative 2 minus 6 will give us c equals negative 2 minus 6 will give us negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 8 will give us 64. And the square root of 64 will give us 8. So this is our c. But we are still not done. We're going to equate 2c to 8. So, 2, divide each term to 2. So, this gonna get cancelled. Our c will be 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. So, this will be our c. Now, to get our b. Now, let's get our b. Remember, our Pythagorean theorem in hyperbola will be c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Let's transpose. To get our b, let's transpose c squared first. We have c equals 4 squared equals our a squared, or our a value. We have 3 squared plus b squared. 4 times 4, 16 equals 3 times 3, 9 plus b squared. Now, let's put this 9 to other side. So, we have 9. So, we have 16 minus 9 equals b squared. 16 minus 9 will give us 7. Let's square root both sides to get rid of the square. So, our b will be square root of 7. Now we have center, we have A, and we have B. Let's transpose this information to get our standard equation. Again, starting to our standard equation, let's transpose x minus our edge 2 squared over our A, that is 3, minus our y minus our k will be 2 squared over our b, that is square root of 7, equals to 1. Let's simplify. X minus 2 squared over 3 times 3 will give us 9. Minus, we can cancel the square root, so it will give us y minus 2 squared over 7 over 1. This is our standard equation.